All right. So, we're going to start with issue 4. Just met Kate. Really enjoy Kate. I like Kate. I feel like we're going to be talking to Madam Scorpion now, which is a bit
Oh, she is.
scary.
Yeah, she is on the front cover of that issue. And usually that's the most prominent character throughout the
Yeah.
issue.
And we were learning a little bit from Kate, so I don't know. A little worried about it. Okay. I managed to open my eyes just enough to see my clock. It's an hour before my alarm is set to go off, and some asshole is knocking on my door. A whole hour of precious, sacred sleep gone! Taken before its time. If I had the energy, I'd go rip whoever it is a new one, but since I don't, I just roll out of bed and waddle wearily towards the door.
Yeah, just a second.
So it's definitely not Dave, because Dave would be like, Stan! We gotta work early, Stan, aren't you excited? It could be Kate.
True. I don't think it's Kate. I think it's Madame Scorpion. She's coming to inspect.
Ooh, yeah, that's right. Inspections are happening. I forgot about that. Alright, I throw on a t-shirt on my way there, and when I arrive at the doorway, I slam my fist on the control panel with contempt. Oh, it is Dave.
Oh my god.
I should have expected the beaming smile that greets me. That didn't stop me from grimacing at the sight.
Morning, Stan! Gosh, it sure took you a while to get up.
Took a while. Dave, we don't have assembly for like 1,000 years. Why are you even here?
Actually, Stan, that's the thing. You don't have assembly today. Here, this was at your door.
Uh-oh. Dave hands me a small note. I rub the sleep from my eyes as I read it aloud.
Henchman number 065. In light of our administrative changes and our integration of the Henchcan program, you are scheduled to receive an in-depth review of your recent performance today. Arrive in room 243B no later than 8:30 a.m. Failure to comply will have dire consequences. Yikes, that seems a little over the top. Wait, if this was just posted here this morning, how did you know to come wake me up?
Oh, I didn't. Mine's not until tomorrow. But I figured there was a slight chance you might have an early review, so I just wanted to make sure you were ready anyway. Better safe than sorry, right?
Son of a... This is Dave's fault! I remember in the first issue, he said that he's putting us under, like, performance review or something, because we told him that he didn't have to find a girl that liked Bedlam so much.
Uh-oh.
This is Dave's fault! I'm pretty sure it's Dave's fault, but, like, I don't know that, so I'm not gonna accuse him of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Very, super thorough of you. Thanks for the heads up, man.
Hey, what else are supervisors slash best buddies for?
Probably like a whole litany of things, but I'll assume that this is somewhere on the list. Anyway, I'd better get ready. Hold down the fort for me while I'm gone, alright?
Will do! Go get 'em, buddy!
As Dave leaves, I close the door and sigh in relief. That boy is just... That boy ain't right. I sell Bedlam and Bedlam accessories.
You sell Bedlam? Oh my god, where can I buy a Bedlam?
It's... If you gotta ask, you can't afford it, Kaori. Sorry. That boy is just not all there. Handling him takes more energy than I've got this early in the day. I look longingly at my bed. I probably have time to squeeze in a little more sleep, but since I'm already up, it's not worth the risk. May as well just go ahead and hit the showers. After showering, changing, and spending several long minutes trying to stave off a general sense of impending doom, I make my way to 243B. Well, I've never been to that room specifically. The meeting's in. I've never been to that room specifically. The meeting's in. I'm familiar enough with the area. It's the Lairs administrative section. So unless you work for HR, you generally don't want to be in there too often. As I round the final corner, I spot my destination just down the hallway, with its doors wide open.
Okay, Stan, you got this. No sass, no back talk, just get it over with.
Well, this is fancier than I expected. Not that the bar is all that high. I mean, our break room couches hail from curbsides across America, so clearly this isn't Lord Bedlam's doing. I wonder whose doing it could be. I I guess the giant scorpion on the wall makes that pretty obvious, not to mention the room's sole occupant.
Henchman number 065. You're 3 minutes early. How unusually punctual of you.
Unusual? No, I'm Mr. Punctual. That's me. I just love being on time.
Not according to our records. Or your late departure from the scene of Wednesday's operation.
I was knocked out. I was tranquilized, lady.
Oh, right. That thing. Thanks for the save, by the way. I wasn't looking forward to another beating from Miss Dynamo. I have a feeling she was gonna break something this time.
Think nothing of it. That child is like a barking dog. Loud, but stupid. Dealing with her was no trouble at all. So if you'd like to thank me, be on time from now on.
Oh,
I'll try.
Sure thing. Wait, by from now on, do you mean at other meetings with you? Because I sort of thought this was going to be a one-time thing. I mean, why would you want to meet with me? I'm just...
Have a seat, Stanley.
Oh shit, she is not happy.
Yes, ma'am.
There are 2 chairs in front of Madame Scorpion's desk. Quickly take a seat in one of them. For her part, Scorpion stays standing, preferring to slowly stalk about the room. I really wish she'd stop. It's not hard to fidget with. It's hard not to fidget with her looking at me like that.
Don't fret. This isn't about your punctuality. In fact, you're quite average in that regard. The henchmen here tend to be late in general. But you know that, don't you, Stanley? After all, you've been here for years, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. I'm what you might call a seasoned veteran. An experienced, loyal henchman, or henchman-y. Henchmanist?
So you are. And how many promotions have you
Oh,
earned
wow,
in
we're
your
gonna get a promotion?
long and illustrious career?
oh.
Technically, about, 0-ish?
Not ish, just 0. You have had 0 promotions.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've received some pretty good compliments every now and then. That's kind of the same thing, right?
No.
No. No, it is not.
Thank you. This would be going a lot better if she asked questions she didn't already know the answer to. I can't prevent the fidgeting at this point, and Scorpion seems to notice. She stops pacing and leans back against the desk in front of me.
Oh, Stanley, don't be so nervous. You're not in trouble. That's why we're having this meeting in my office.
And where would we be having it if I were in trouble?
Somewhere where I could be more persuasive.
I feel like I might want to be in trouble.
Oh, well, that sounds less fun. I think.
Agree to disagree.
I think that sounds a little more fun, bro. Let me just get on to Miss Scorpion's naughty list.
Wait a minute. One second. I'm gonna have to clip that one for. As soon as you said you want to be on the naughty list, I was like, yeah, I gotta clip that. That's gotta be clipped.
Certainly for you, Stanley.
Oh.
But then again, I have a feeling that you have quite the pain threshold.
I'm not sure I like the direction this is going.
Why would you say that?
Deductive reasoning. You've been a henchman in the Bedlam organization for over 5 years with no promotions, no arrests, and minimal injury leave. Barring promotion, the average henchman career is 8 months. Why do you think you've lasted so much longer?
Endurance?
My dashing good looks.
Well, obviously, I'm way too charming and handsome to get taken down by your average cape and cowl type. I mean, you know how it is.
I'm afraid I don't.
Oh
Enlighten
wait,
me.
no, this joke backfired.
Really? No heroes ever looked at you and gone, you know, I was planning to suplex you through that car over there, but I can never harm someone so fine. Because that happens to me all the time.
I can't tell if you're puffing up your ego, trying to flatter me, or attempting career suicide.
Well, the first two, but the last one just happens naturally. And I can't tell if that look in her eyes means she's amused or wants to peel off my skin. But screw it. Just like with Chef Antonio, I've committed to the sass. There's no going back.
Well, you seem to be encouraging forthrightness.
I told you to relax.
I can't.
And I also told you what would happen if you got in trouble.
Wow.
Maybe I'm into that?
Stan, no. Oh shit, that took the joke too far. Jesus Christ, Stan, what's wrong with you? And there it is. There's the look I'm not a fan of. Once again, the sass has betrayed me.
Oh, trust me, Stanley. You're not.
Oh.
You're really, really not.
Okay.
I'm gonna take your word on that one. You're the expert and the boss. The expert boss. So just, no need to demonstrate, okay?
Oh god, I find myself leaning back in my seat involuntarily. Scorpion leans closer. Then all of a sudden she retracts. Oh god.
Oh, Stanley. Darling. Didn't I already tell you that you weren't in trouble? But after that sorry display, I think we can safely conclude that your charm, such as it is, isn't what's kept you out of a body cast. Don't you agree?
That's a reasonable assumption, yeah.
Some people like my charm.
And as for your looks, well, handsome or not, they won't do you any good in that uniform of yours. Purple is just not your color, Stanley.
Oh, I think she's gonna try and overtake Bedlam's stuff. She's gonna put him in red.
After taking a moment to look me up and down, Scorpion shakes her head in disapproval and resumes her stalking. So, okay, if given the option, we have to stick with Lord Bedlam, right? Like, we gotta stick with the one and only Lord Bedlam. Alright, we got Dave, we got Kate, we got
The
Bedlam.
temptation for Miss Scorpion is too strong.
Look, if it gives us the option and I look it up and there's like a big, like, branching path, we'll definitely play again. How about that?
Okay.
Man, I can't tell if this tension is the deadly kind or something else. I should just assume she's toying with me 100% of the time until proven otherwise. Seems safer.
Here's the point, Stanley, and do keep this in mind. The Scorpion Group has been observing this organization for months now. We know everything about it, including you.
Okay.
And with that knowledge, you are the first henchman I chose to speak to. Not your supervisor or Bedlam's other acolytes. You.
Oh yeah, she's trying to recruit us.
I think so.
And you kept me from getting flattened at that data center. Thanks again, by the way.
Yes, I did. As I said, I was protecting my investment, which includes you, Stanley. However, small
Hey,
contribution.
I'll have you know my contribution's average.
You see, HenchCan is still in a closed beta, and that goes both ways. Not only are we selective with the
Ooh.
organizations that can utilize the program, but the henchmen who can join it. To succeed on HenchCan, contractors need a certain mindset, a set of patterns and behaviors that will let them thrive and solidify the program's ecosystem. Based on the data, you may have that mindset, Stanley. But I can't know for sure without reviewing your performance in person. So let's return to that subject, shall we? In fact, let's speak of a specific performance. 2 days ago, you were part of an operation. Your squad was left in the rear guard. Do you recall what happened?
Yeah, we got whooped, lady.
A very painful celebrity meet and greet.
Yes. Shining Nova is quite the famous superhero. And you two met face to face.
More like face to helmet, but yeah, we got acquainted. Kind of.
It's not very satisfying, is it? To meet someone who hides themselves so completely.
It's even less satisfying to get tranquilized by them.
I imagine. Fighting someone is so much more intimate when you can see their eyes.
Oh
Madam.
my god.
I'm getting mixed signals yet again. I'm gonna have to contact HR.
Their hatred, their fear,
I'm, usually on the opposite end of that last part.
That's too bad. Feeling pain is well and good, but you can't really appreciate it until you've given it too.
Oh my gosh,
You're
he's
really
a
missing out,
sadomasochist.
Stanley.
Can I stream this? I don't know if this game is safe to stream, but
But back to the matter at hand.
I've got I see the X on the window. If something happens, I'm clicking the X. If something happens, I'm clicking the X and we're getting rid of the VOD. I swear to God, if I see a whip,
You were the final member of the rear guard to engage Shining Nova during that operation, and you did so alone, after your colleagues had all rushed in at once or fled.
When you put it like that, I sound pretty stupid.
You certainly didn't have the odds in your favor. In fact, we did an exact calculation of your chances of success in that scenario. They were 600,000 to 1.
I'd gamble on those odds.
This is so true.
And now I sound really stupid.
If your goal was to succeed. But you weren't trying to succeed, were you, Stanley? Not in the traditional sense. Why don't we review your moment-to-moment decisions during this encounter?
wait, are they gonna judge?
Uh-oh.
They're gonna judge our options? Scorpion strides over to her desk and presses a few keys on the fancy-looking keyboard that's resting on it. In response, the equally fancy holographic display sitting next to it comes to life. The display morphs into a miniature recreation of the research lab we raided on Wednesday. It's really exact. Too exact to be a recreation. It had to be footage from somewhere. Once it's in place, Scorpion gestures to the footage.
So, Stanley, here you are. You were faced with an A-list superhero all by yourself. What did you do?
I look at the display. She's definitely watched it before. It's not like I'm gonna tell her anything she doesn't already know. Ugh, this has to be on purpose.
I assessed the situation and determined that the scenario did not possess the optimal conditions for victory.
So you surrendered?
No, I went to go. I remember because there was option was to go for the hostages or go to Lord Bedlam, and by God, I wanted to go to Lord Bedlam.
Well, yeah, if you want to be blunt about it, but listen, it was more of a temporary...
Stanley, stop. You don't need to explain yourself. I completely understand your decision.
You do?
Of course. It's like you said. You studied the data you had available and realized that you had no chance of victory in the scenario. Luckily, victory was not your goal. Your goal was to stall Shining Nova for as long as possible.
That's right. That's exactly it. Yes.
Given your position and your rather verbose personality, the best way for you to stall someone isn't always by fighting them. Sometimes it's by talking.
Yeah, well, Shining Nova didn't really seem too talkative.
Yes, the footage makes that quite clear, and your lack of grace certainly didn't help matters.
As I watch the replay of the exchange, I can't help but wince. I trip over the debris and send myself sprawling. Not my finest moment.
However, your surrender clearly caused Shining Nova to hesitate. Had you a modicum of agility, it's possible that you could have taken advantage of that. And while Shining Nova is inconsistent in these situations, there are plenty of heroes that would be delayed significantly by... how to put it?
Buffoonery?
Witty banter?
Ceaseless drivel.
Oh.
Regardless, the data indicates that henchmen that can talk to superheroes, in addition to mindlessly attacking them, cause delays over 3 times greater than the mean.
So, does this mean I get a raise or something?
Let's not get carried away.
Son of a...
How about a gold star? I've got just the spot for one on my uniform.
You mean the little stickers you give to children? Stanley, trivial rewards and pats on the head are how you train a dog, not a person.
That's actually not true. There are so many programs that use little things like that. You would be surprised how willing people are to brag about the smallest victory.
But if you need
Myself
a little
included.
star to remind you of every good thing you've done, I could always carve you a more permanent one.
Oh.
Kaori, that's not good.
That's okay. I'll just give myself a mental high five or something.
Too bad. Some scars might look good on you.
Okay, now that's an oh moment, Kaori. Go ahead.
But let's get back to Wednesday's operation. If you look at the footage right here, you'll notice something interesting about where you landed. What might that be?
Even though I know what she's talking about, I look at the footage anyway.
I'm pretty close to a door, and the engineers that we took captive aren't far either.
Correct. Though you didn't realize that second bit so quickly at the time. In fact, you don't notice until this moment right here.
She advances the footage until hologram me turns his head in the direction of the hostages.
And then what precisely did you do with this newly acquired knowledge?
I ran for the door.
And that seemed like the best option at the time.
To inform the others.
It seemed like the only option, honestly.
Really? At no point, even after you noticed your proximity to those captives, did you consider a different approach?
No.
You didn't even for a moment think that perhaps you could use their presence to your advantage?
No, Shine was precise. Ah, crap. Somehow, I don't think being honest is the right call here. Looking out for the safety of the hostages isn't very villainous, after all.
No, I didn't really think about that. I was kind of preoccupied by all the high-tech projectiles that could be fired at me. They were my most immediate concern, you know?
For being so focused on them, you did a rather poor job of getting out of their
Madam,
way.
I'm a human.
Story of my life. My biography's gonna be called Stan. I couldn't get out of the way. Besides, it's like you said, fighting didn't seem like it was going to be very effective at this point.
But running away wasn't going to be any better. You needed to think of an alternative.
Like what? Nova didn't seem too receptive to small talk.
Like the hostages, Stanley. Why do you think I brought them up?
Because you like to toy with people?
Next time, take advantage of your surroundings. Hostages are a tool to be used, and an effective one.
Oh.
Understand
Oh,
this.
God.
You will be at a severe disadvantage against any foe you encounter. You must utilize every tool you can and show no mercy in order to succeed.
Use all the tools, hold the mercy. I'm on it, boss.
For a moment, Madam Scorpion just stares at me. It takes all my concentration not to break eye contact. Somehow I think she knows I'm full of shit regardless.
See that you are. It's for your own safety. We wouldn't want anything unfortunate happening to you out there, would we? And we certainly wouldn't want to demonstrate what happens to subordinates that fail to learn from their mistakes.
Oh.
Now then, I think we've seen enough of this, haven't we?
Look, all I'm saying, if Stan just said I wanted to try to inform the others, maybe this would have been good. Yeah, the hostages probably was the better option, but it's also no guarantee either. She finally turns off the hologram. Thank freaking God! This is the first time I've watched myself get humiliated by a superhero. I have to say, I could live without the experience.
So, Stanley, after reviewing the footage, would you say this is a normal operation for you?
No, definitely more exciting.
And after our review, would you say that you performed better or worse than your peers
Oh,
in this
I
scenario?
lasted way longer, better.
Well, better, but...
And how were you compensated for this operation compared to normal? How about compared to your peers?
I was not compensated.
I'll answer for you. The same on both counts. But that's how it works, isn't it? You're paid a salary, and that doesn't change when things are harder or your performance is better. No, you can't earn more without a review, like this one, and they don't come often. But dear Stanley, what if I told you that you can?
You mean I, can?
Ah, I got him! The name of the thing!
Exactly. I admit, I wasn't entirely sold on the name until we focus tested it with a few slogans. But it really works, doesn't it?
I mean, it's not bad. It's a good pun, but like, for marketing reasons, I don't think it's the best.
I guess so. Where are you going with this?
I'm getting to that, Stanley. But first, why don't we turn this discussion inward? What drives you, Stanley?
Shit. Okay, we talked to Kate. We talked to Kate about this. I know this isn't a ho-ho moment for you, Kaori, but Scorpion will not like that we work for a paycheck.
What do you mean?
I mean that as a henchman for Lord Bedlam, who or what do you serve before all else?
Lord Bedlam. Lord Bedlam. We don't serve ourselves. These are bad options. We serve Lord Bedlam. Kaori, don't put your henching out right now in the chat.
That's pretty obvious, isn't it? Lord Bedlam pays the bills, so that means what he says goes.
My, it must be lovely for Lord Bedlam, having such absolute loyalty from his subordinates.
Well, loyalty. The word absolute is a little restrictive, isn't it?
But you just said you serve Lord Bedlam above all else, did you not?
I meant like in a professional sense. So within my job description. I think that's fair.
There. Repeat what you just said.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair.
Right. You are doing what you think is fair.
Shit!
You.
She got me. I do my best to avoid giving the dangerous, possibly psychotic supervillain a skeptical look, which is pretty hard considering how little sense she's making right now.
Sorry, I don't think I follow.
No, she got us, Stanley. We got cornered.
Very well. I shall explain you to yourself. During your everyday tasks, you trend right inside the average by every available metric. You do not perform better or worse than any of your fellow henchmen. You are perfectly commonplace. But when you are personally at risk during operations, you are suddenly head and shoulders above the pack, despite having no powers or exceptional athletic background. In other words, Stanley, you are performing at the optimal level for your own self-interests. You have found exactly how to do your job and collect your paycheck with as little pain and effort as possible.
Ah, crap. This took a nosedive real quick. I raise my hands in front of me and shake my head in denial. I'm not gonna lie, I stopped making commentary because this is not good.
No, you've got that all mixed up. Look,
You're the one who has things mixed up. It's a good thing.
Oh.
Why should you try to perform any better when you have no incentive to do so? Should you throw yourself at superheroes based on the distant dream of a promotion? Of course not. No. You have learned that the optimal path forward within this system is to intentionally perform below your potential. So that's what you do. And make no mistake, you have potential, Stanley.
Madam Scorpion pauses to examine me once again. This time she leans closer. I try and fail not to flinch.
All you need to bring it out is a system that rewards you appropriately. And this, Stanley, is what I have been getting at.
I'm being marketed.
Henchman is that system.
Kaori, stop blushing. She's marketing towards you.
Oh, she's
With
marketing
Henchman,
alright.
You would be
No.
rewarded based on the work you do. If you accept more gigs or more difficult ones, then you earn more. If you perform better on a gig, you earn more. It's simple. Take Wednesday's operation, for example. You would have been paid better than your peers for that, and certainly better than your supervisor.
Oh, we get paid better than Dave. She's uncomfortably close now. I can't lean further back without tipping my chair over. And for whatever reason, I can't bring myself to break eye contact. Have you ever looked over the edge of a cliff and just had this weird urge to jump, even though you know it would kill you? Looking into Madam Scorpion's eyes like looking down that cliff.
How would that make you feel?
Okay, don't say it like that.
Good, I guess. But, I work for Lord Bedlam.
And? He employs you, but should he own you? Your days could be his, and your nights.
Stop.
Oh, sign me up.
She leans closer and places her hand on my shoulder. I feel myself go rigid. Wait, okay. Back. I'm back to making sure that this is streamable.
Could be mine.
Oh, wait a minute.
You mean Henchcans, right? Your program?
Why, of course, Stanley. That's what we've been talking about this whole time.
Okay, Madam Scorpion, you are
She
a
got
great
me,
fighter.
bro.
You are a great fighter, but we need to work on your conversation talks, okay? You may or may not sound like you're talking about something else.
You're exactly
sold,
the kind
bro.
of candidate we need. You'd be just perfect for it.
Before my brain can reboot and offer a response, Scorpion removes her hand and turns back to her desk. Only now that she's let go, do I realize how sore my shoulder feels.
And as it happens, I know of a gig tonight that would be an excellent trial run. You should sign up.
Oh, it's game
Sure, why
night
not?
though. But Kaori, it's game night.
Miss Scorpion.
But SNS with Kate, Kaori.
True. Maybe we can do both.
No, we can't do both. I'll tell you what, let's ask for more information. How's that sound?
Sure.
Sorry, but I need a little more information before I could commit to a program like that. I mean, you make a persuasive argument, but...
No further explanation necessary, Stanley. The only right decision is an informed one. What do you think is on all these screens?
Risk? She gestures to the screens that line the walls of her office, displaying a litany of maps, charts, and spreadsheets.
It looks like pandemic, like that game.
Pandemic, yeah. God, I haven't played that in forever.
Information. Data. Without these things, on what grounds can someone make a decision? Intuition? Instinct? Why, that's no better than a dog. Though I think you'll find the gig itself to be quite enlightening. Think of it as a scouting mission of sorts.
That makes sense. I'll think about it.
And I'll have to think about how to handle tonight's SNS session. It's game night after all, and I already invited Kate.
Very well. In the meantime, I suggest you download our Henchman app. You'll find more detailed information there.
Hey, nothing wrong with just looking at the app, alright?
You'll find a QR code on the bulletin boards in the break rooms or at the entrance of the cafeteria. Tonight's gig should be immediately available to you. Take a few hours to collect some more information and think it over. But not too long. You'd hate to disappoint me.
Look, it's SNS night, okay? Hey! You might like SNS. You love math. Hear me out, Madam Scorpion.
We all know she'd be like
Or I would.
true evil
Yeah.
on the chart.
She'd be like a paladin, but instead of like, a god, she's pleading her, or she's giving her life to like the devil.
Oh, no, that wasn't a question. You'd really hate it from the bottom of your heart. I'd make certain of it.
Okay, well, that's...
Then, dear Stanley, you'd see where I have my other meetings.
So I don't have a choice in going.
You mean the ones where people are in trouble?
Precisely. That is all, number 065. You are dismissed.
Right. Got it. Thanks.
By the time I've stood from my seat, Madam Scorpion is behind her desk, her attention turned to something else entirely. So I silently head for the door and step outside as quickly as I can without seeming like I'm in a panic. Or that's the goal. Not sure if it worked. It's not... Ooh, we got achievement. We survived the performance review. Let's go. It's not until I've rounded the first corner that I finally let myself sigh in relief. Thank God that's over. I feel like I just went through an emotional spin cycle. Still, I didn't do so bad considering I was being interviewed by a possibly psychotic tyrant / tech mogul. Is that what dealing with a bona fide, genuine article supervillain is like? Do you spend every second wondering if you're going to be eviscerated? Okay, not every second. Scorpion's a total smoke show, and it probably has, if you got it, flaunt it engraved on a plaque somewhere. Can you blame me for taking my mind off my own murder for a moment? Then again, I'm pretty sure female scorpions kill their mates. So maybe that was also my murder. God damn, nature ruins everything. I take my time heading to my post for the day, and it's only when I get halfway there I realize the craziest thing about that woman. Despite my fears of being dismembered, weirdly enough, it seemed like we were speaking candidly towards the end there. I feel like that should mean something. I'm just not sure what.
Yo.
My-
Yo. Are we
Dude.
gonna...
No. Kate's so much better, Kaori.
What? Mommy.
Kaori. Whip. Not a good feeling. My first shift passes by quickly. Today my squad is working in the warehouse, which is like the opposite of guard duty. I'm less likely to be bored out of my mind. My body can't stand putting in actual effort. Luckily, I don't think Dave knows how to read an inventory system, so I just need to look like I'm working hard. The key is to let him see me lift a few things early, and then stay out of sight as much as possible. That's true. As someone who has worked at Walmart, that's true. All that time and energy I've put into avoiding work has given me quite the appetite. And by the time we head to the cafeteria, I'm absolutely starved.
Ah, shit.
Oh, what's wrong, buddy?
I forgot that Chef Antonio and I are at war. Metaphorically, I mean. Don't worry, it's not actual war.
Oh, good. I was about to say.
I know you were, Dave. Anyway, I think I'm just going to skip the line and get a table.
So, would that be a metaphorical retreat?
I think
I
so.
prefer to think of it as guerrilla tactics. If he asks where I am, tell him I'm in medical.
Doing my best to avoid the all-seeing eye of Chef Antonio, I find an empty table and have a seat. I drum my fingers on the table and try to think of anything but the food everyone else is eating. Sadly, my stomach has other plans, and it lets out a loud growl.
You filthy traitor.
No.
That'll learn it. Show that organ who's boss.
I look up to see Kate take a seat across from me, tray in hand.
Damn right, you've got to keep them in line. Sometimes instead of doing cardio, I just berate my heart for an hour.
Ooh.
What do you mean sometimes? Wouldn't that imply that you do cardio in the first place?
Oh, hell, you got me.
For your information, routinely fleeing colorfully attired walls of muscle is a wonderful fitness routine. It's like Pilates for masochists.
I feel like you don't know what Pilates are.
All I know is that they usually involve a gym and yoga pants, and I can't see myself inside either of those things.
I
You're
mean, a
not wrong,
spandex purple
and yet
suit
you're
is close
definitely
enough
not
to
right.
yoga pants.
True. Kate eyes the empty space in front of me.
Still haven't made peace with the chef, huh?
Nope, this is grade A eternal nemesis level conflict. We're destined to battle until the end of time.
Yeah, well, I don't think that treacherous stomach of yours can last that long. Seriously, just have some of my...
Well, gosh, Stan, you didn't tell me you made a new friend.
Oh, Dave. Worst wingman ever. Before Kay has time to react, Dave's to set his tray down at the table and extended a hand in greeting.
It's a real pleasure to meet you, miss. I'm Dave, squad supervisor.
Good to meet you.
Kay extends her hand and receives a firm shake in turn. Once Dave lets go, she points to the name tag that's still in her uniform.
I'm Kate.
She's the rookie I guided around yesterday. Just happens that we have the same lunch block, so... Wait, are you still wearing that name tag?
Yeah. Is that a problem?
No, it's just that I don't think you have to anymore. That was a one-day thing.
I guess not, but I'm still new, so it's easier for people to learn my name this way.
Yeah, she's just being considerate, Stan. Gosh, you millennials have no manners.
Wait a minute, Dave?
Bruh.
Unbased?
Dude, you're a millennial, and I'm pretty sure I'm older than you. Oh god, I'm older than you.
Oh wait, never mind. If he's also millennial, then it's based again.
It's this social media. That's what my papaw says. Everyone has to clap back or back clap or post little emojis of clapping.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna clap, do it to my face, you cowards. Am I right?
How dare you encourage this?
Encourage what? A blossoming friendship?
More like an unholy alliance. I think I was safer with Scorpion.
You met Madam Scorpion? When?
This morning, Stan had his big review. I made sure he was up extra early to prepare, though, so I'm sure he aced it. Right, buddy?
Kind of.
Let's not get carried away. I survived.
Well, don't sell yourself short, because that's not always the case. Believe me. So, now that you've seen her face to face, what do you think?
Oh God. I feel like she might murder me.
She's impressive.
Kaori. We're not saying that. This might lead to telling her that we might have to miss SNS.
And I'd better finish off
true.
that will I've been putting off writing. Any interest in a TV stand that's actually a cardboard box? Mine might be free soon. You know, after Scorpion murders me.
Why? You didn't piss her off, did you?
No, she just gives off this sense of impending dread is all. Even when she's talking about something completely normal, I feel like some horrible act of violence could happen any second.
Yeah, that sounds like Madam Scorpion.
Yeah.
Well, if something like that were to happen, surely you'd have done something to instigate it, Stan. She's our superior now, after all.
What does that have to do with it? Just because she's your pseudo-boss now doesn't mean everything she does is deserved.
Uh-oh.
Sure it does. If I ever have to punish a member of my squad, it's only because they deserve it. That's just how it is.
But that's assuming...
You're right, Dave. No supervillain would ever punish or execute their subordinates without them really deserving it. That's why they're supervillains.
Exactly. Great explanation, Stan. Gosh, I might have to mark that down in your report.
Kay opens her mouth to argue further, but thinks better of it. Instead, she furrows her brow and stares off into space for a moment, lost in thought. I'm a little surprised she spoke like that about Scorpion, but then she didn't strike me as having much to luxury. She's a lot more practical about this job than someone like Dave. Probably why we get along.
Look, just be careful around her. I'm serious about what I said. Not everyone that walks into a room with Madam Scorpion walks back out.
Why do you say that?
Wait.
It's the
She's
truth. At least I think.
she's probably definitely the sister of somebody like either the one lady, the muscle lady, or Shining Nova, and something happened to them with Scorpion.
Ooh, that could be. Well, no, she doesn't seem that upset, at least. I feel like she would be a lot more upset if that were the case.
Well, maybe they didn't die, but like they probably like got in trouble or like hurt.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm curious.
Look, this is just a rumor, but the word is that before she founded the Scorpion Group, she was basically the apex predator of the assassin world. That's how she got the money for it. She doesn't do it anymore, I don't think. I mean, that's the rumor, but you know what they say about old habits.
You can't teach them new tricks.
So true, Dave. Oh my god, I love Dave. Just what they say about old.
He's like so stupidly optimistic.
He's
It's
so
kind of wholesome.
stupid. I love him.
Sure, but mostly they just die hard. And for Scorpion, people die a lot more easily.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. My old habits die hard too. And sometimes I think I'm back on the farm. Today in the warehouse, I called the crates hay bales by accident, and this other time I thought someone's pet parakeet.
Oh
was a
my
chicken.
god, he's a country bumpkin. I love him even more.
Okay, hold on. Wait, you love Dave more because he was a farm boy?
No, I just think it's funnier. It makes it funnier.
Okay, fair. Okay, the hay bales one I get. Like, that's just something I could see you mixing up. The chicken, though?
Well,
So
maybe
what,
he thought it was like a
trying to
baby
take its
chick,
eggs or
because
something?
parakeets do have that yellow head.
Maybe.
No, my sister collected the eggs. My job was to butcher the ones we ate.
That sounds pleasant. Hey, wait a second.
Oh my god, you didn't!
Well, it looks like we finally solved the mystery of what happened to Lord Birdlum.
Not Lord Birdlum!
It was an accident! It was just old habits, like you said!
Dave!
I think that crosses the line from habit to disorder. Although, now that I think about it, that's a pretty good example for this situation. Thanks, Dave.
Oh, you're welcome, Kate. Just a little squad supervisor nugget of wisdom for you. I've got loads of them.
I bet you do.
But
So,
you do.
basically, Stan, be careful around Madam Scorpion, or you could end up like Lord Birdlum.
Not Lord Birdlum.
Delicious?
Dead, Stan. Very dead. But luckily, the most dangerous thing that you'll encounter tonight are some bad dice rolls, right?
Well,
True, though they'll be more dangerous for everyone else since... Wait, does this mean you're playing?
It may, if your party has room for a paladin. You said they needed a tank, right?
Yeah, that's perfect. Just a normal paladin, though? Anytime someone plays a paladin around here, they're usually a dark paladin instead. Because, you know.
Oh, right. I mean, of course it's a dark paladin. I just figured that was
Oh,
obvious. Wasn't that obvious?
Paladins? Dice rolls? What are you guys talking about? Wait. Oh, are you guys playing spells and swords tonight? Oh gosh, that sounds fun. Can I join?
I try to hide my wince. Oh, crap, I should have been more careful. I knew if he heard about it, he'd invite himself.
I don't see why not. There's not a limit on players. As long as it's okay with Stan, of course.
I glance at Kate, looking for the teasing glint that I know I'll find in her eyes. There's also something encouraging, as if she's trying to nudge me into saying yes. She's right, of course, technically I could say no, but technically Dave is sort of my boss. So as much as it might disrupt things, it's my only choice to accept.
Sure, Dave, you can join the party. What class are you going to be?
Gee, I'm not sure. Is there a class that's kind of like a squad supervisor? That would work
Bard.
great.
Oh my god, he's such a bard.
How about a cleric? They're sort of like a supervisor.
Oh, that's kind of true.
So they make sure everyone is on time and focusing on their work?
No, I mean they help support everyone and keep them feeling good. Supervisors aren't supposed to do that?
Oh, Stan, it's okay. Being a squad supervisor is a complicated job. Not just anyone can understand how it works. But I don't really have a better idea, so I guess that'll work.
I shrug and sigh in resignation. Well, if he's gonna invite himself into the party, may as well be as a healer. Kate and Dave continue to discuss plans for tonight's session, but I tune it out. I've forgotten something important. Oh shit! The gig! I got so on to talk about spells and swords I forgot all about it.
So, not to change topics or to kill anyone's enthusiasm, but I may have gotten ahead of
Alright,
myself.
as
about
long as we're
tonight's
telling
session.
Kate.
What's wrong? Is a dark paladin not villainous enough? Do I need to be a demon paladin or something?
No, there's definitely enough villainy. It's just that something else happened in that review. The thing is, Madam Scorpion asked me to sign up for a henchman gig. Tonight.
Wow, that's great, Stan! As your squad supervisor, I'm proud of the recognition you're getting for your hard work, and the recognition your squad and squad leadership will also get for helping you work so hard.
Sure. Thanks, man.
I looked at Kate, not sure what reaction I should be expecting. Disappointment, maybe? The reality is more along the lines of pensive silence and a hint of concern.
Did she say what the job was?
No. There's a few more details in the app. Here.
I pull out my phone, open the Henchcan app, and hand it to her. She won't find much more information there, just a general description of the job, the pay, the time, and various ratings for different parts of the job. Things like the general difficulty level, expectations regarding the use of lethal force, civilian presence, and the possibility of superhero intervention are all given different ratings out of 5 stars. No location is given, meaning coordinates are sent through a separate encrypted message shortly before the job if you decide to accept. More information would be nice, but I can't say I expected much more. Kate frowns as she scrolls through the data and hands me back my phone.
Seems like a good payday. Could be risky, though. This is an entry level from the looks of it.
That's the idea, I think. It's meant to be some kind of test.
That's a tough call. On the one hand, this is Madam Scorpion, and she's not used to being refused. On the other hand, if it's meant to be a test, then it will definitely be dangerous. Plus, you'd totally be missing out on our awesome Spells and Swords adventure.
Yeah, but like, she's gonna kill me.
So, if I were you, I'd take some time to think about it. I won't blame you either way, but if you had to decide right now, which one would you pick?
Okay, she won't blame us either way, so it doesn't look like our relationship will be harmed. All right, Carrie, let's think about this logically, not romantically or sexually in your case. The side gig, probably dangerous, probably gonna get hurt. We will get bonus points with Madame Scorpion, for sure, but we might be betraying Lord Bedlam. The game night, guaranteed fun, will definitely, very likely, improve our relationships with both Dave and Kate, but Madame Scorpion might be very upset and may or may not harm us. So, I feel like we are doomed for the start.
Probably the side gig then.
But why?
Well, I mean, you want to be harmed?
We're gonna be harmed either way, though. It's a dangerous mission, likely.
Yeah, but like, you know, she could murder.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. I see two outcomes here. Side gig is we're taking Madame Scorpion's side. And I think this is where the big branch is. I think the left branch is Madame Scorpion, and we're gonna go with her a lot more. I think the other branch is Kate and Dave and Lord Bedlam. And I think if we go on the right branch, we're gonna grow our relationship with them a lot more.
I'm not sure what to pick.
I mean, personally, I feel like I kind of want to go with Lord Bedlam and then see. Oh, here, hold on. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna look up real quick, not what they each do, but I'm gonna look up how branching the paths are.
Oh yeah, we're also at a point where we could just save too.
That's also true. That's not a bad idea. Okay. Because I need to know if this is like a game that we replay or not. Okay, looks like the game has 11 endings. Jesus Christ. I say
That's a lot of endings.
that is a lot. I say we go with Lord Bedlam. I like
Okay.
him more. You want to go for game night?
Well, did you save it?
I just did, but I'll resave it over that slot. Alright, just saved. Game night?
Hell yeah.
Well, I do love my free time, and I can't say I love danger. So right now, I guess I'm leaning towards game night.
There's that Bedlam spirit, Stan! I knew you wouldn't abandon the squad.
Yeah, we would never abandon you, Dave.
Thanks, but don't go overboard, alright? It's an imaginary adventure played out with dice and stat sheets, Dave, not a battlefield.
No, I thought these games could get pretty intense.
Well, last campaign we did have a close call with the leader of Soda and some handcrafted dice imported from Latvia. That was a tense moment, let me tell you. It was like our version of the Cuban Missile Crisis, but with less nuclear warheads and more corn syrup.
Sounds
Oh my God.
harrowing.
Don't tell me that was
No, might
Mentos
be
that he
safer
put
on
in his
Scorpion's
soda.
Wild mystery adventure.
Dice made of Mentos. Oh my god.
What? No, they would stay in the dice.
That's true. I haven't decided anything for sure yet, so maybe I'd better think about
Don't
this
give us the
more.
choice again.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd be really glad if you could join us for game night. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Yes, but with just a dash of extra humility. Maybe a pinch of praise for my wisdom and empathy.
Yeah, well, I'm not a salad bar. You get the toppings that come with the gratitude, no substitutions, and you can forget any notion of begging. But really, it'll be nice to hang out. I'm looking forward to it.
Likewise, I'm still a little worried about Scorpion, though.
I would be too, honestly. So, while I'd definitely be disappointed, if you feel like you have to cancel to save your career or extremities, I get it.
Thanks, Rookie. Whatever I end up deciding, you guys will be the first to know.
And how are you going to let me know exactly? Carrier pigeon? Or do you guys send messenger rats through the walls around here?
Ooh, give us her number. Give us her number.
Oh, right. We never exchanged numbers, did we? 1 second.
After fumbling with a few pouches. Oh. Thanks for the advertisement, fuzziness? I guess. After fumbling with a few pouches, I remember which one holds my phone, and we exchange contact information. Dave insists on doing so as well, which doesn't seem entirely appropriate, but that's Dave. That might be a good biography title for him. Not entirely appropriate. Maybe the whole Lord Bedlam operation as a whole. Gotta hang on to that one.
There we go. That'll be easier. Though, I admit, I was sort of looking forward to some kind of trained animal messenger.
Ooh, thank you for deleting her. I was gonna leave it.
No,
Honestly,
because it's
they might be
obviously
more
like a bot.
reliable.
Yeah,
Receptionist,
it's
secret
just one
mouth
message.
thing
I,
isn't
I didn't care
big
enough.
shock, I know.
The rest of the lunch is filled with small talk. Nothing groundbreaking, but it's oddly relaxing. Kate's better at redirecting Dave's enthusiasm, and he only mentions that he's a squad supervisor like 3 or 4 more times. With Kate around, the dynamic of our spells and swords session seems like it has potential, even with Dave's unexpected last-minute addition. That is, if I decide to go through with it. I'll see where my head is at in a few hours, regardless of my current feelings. Kate's right, this is a decision I need to think about very carefully. As the day drags into the late afternoon, I return to my room to change into a spare uniform and freshen up. Neither game night nor the side gig feel like the right venue for that sweaty warehouse day aroma. Maybe I should invest in some cologne. Between the sweat and getting thrown into a dumpster, I've got a lot of smells to cover up lately. As I finish buckling up my uniform, I grab my phone from where I left on my bed. Frowning, I open the Henchman app, navigate the gig map Scorpion had mentioned, and stare. This is it. I've given myself a day to think. What should I do? Unwind with some spells and swords at game night, or take this Henchman gig and go earn some extra money? Again? Son of a... I'm going with game night. I made my decision the first time. I close the app and open my contacts. Extra money would be nice, but Scorpion said it herself. I've gotten this far by taking just the right amount of risk. Maybe this Henchman thing of hers is the future, but right now I get my check from Lord Bedlam, whether I take that risk or not. Besides, I told Kate that I was leaning towards game night. I don't want to pull the rug out from under her. Inviting her to join the group, saying that it was still on, and then backtracking at the last minute wouldn't be a good look. Not to mention Dave's reaction. I'd have been hearing about it for months. May have just found out about it, but anything that can be tied back to team building or squad unity can become as sacred as Lord Bedlam's philosophy to him, such as it is. Even if I reschedule the session, he'll spend the whole time talking about how fun it would have been to do it before. I could survive that. I'm not sure I'd want to. I open Kate's message page on my phone and tell her that game night is on. By the time I text Dave, she's already replied. Who knew there were so many gifts involving confetti? I smile and send a celebratory gift of my own. We exchange a few more as I text the rest of the group, and do my best to navigate Dave's jumbled, punctuation-free expressions of enthusiasm. Dave is absolutely an all-caps typer.
True.
Dave is an all caps, no punctuation, several sentences in one message kind of guy.
Definitely.
Well, better get ready. Let's see, my SNS bag should be around somewhere in my closet. BAM! Issue 5, Spells and Supervillains.
You want to
Alright.
call it here and then move on to the next game?
Yeah, we can. But, Either way, this is...
Oh my goodness, this is...
It's Dave! Alright, so this was issue 4. I hope we made the right decision. I hope we don't die or something. I hope that's not one of the endings where we just perish.
Well, we're about to find out.
Yeah, we'll find out next time, for sure. I'm a bit worried about it, though. I'd rather not have Madame Scorpion murderize me.
True, I'd rather...
Kaori!